Hello, in Tanzania, how are you? I have been thinking about you for quite a while and decided that I would talk to each one of you today. Um, the youngest one, I really have never met you, but you are a cute little guy, and I wish that I could pronounce your name, but I cannot do it very well, so I don't think I'm going to pronounce your name. I'm just going to say um, hello and hope that you will um, receive that with um, much love. You have grown up a little bit since I was there. Actually, I never met you, so I really don't know what you look like in real life, but you were a cute little guy at that time when you came to the orphanage. And I'm so glad that you did. Um, I know that you're doing well in school and have started doing a lot of the things that the children there do, playing games and things like that. Well, I will go on to the next person, who is Charles. Now, I do remember you, Charles. I remember when I gave out the puzzles to you, you took the boxes and played with the boxes more than you played with the puzzles. So I'm not sure whether the puzzles are still in good order. If it was up to you, you probably were having other things to do besides puzzling together with the other children. But anyway, everybody said, Charlie, do this, Charlie, do that. And so I got to know you quite well. There's always somebody who is trying to start something in fun, that is, not fussing. Well, I will go on to another person, and his name is Daniel. Now, the people that take care of him, Jeff and Jill, call him Danny. That would be a nickname for him here in the United States, Danny, instead of Danielle. But I'm sure that Danielle is doing well in school and playing with the other children as well. And then there is Juliet. And Juliet is a quiet girl. She doesn't say much, and maybe she's gotten out of her quietness and talking a little more. But she is doing well in school, and keep up the good work, Juliet. Then there's Elizabeth. And Elizabeth is a quiet girl. She doesn't say much. Maybe she's more talkative now. Or maybe she's more talkative to the people that she knows. So that could be. And then there's little Esther. I remember little Esther. She's just a little girl. Seemed little to me. And she was likable and really was easy to get along with, I think, and did not do too badly in school. Then we move on to another class, and Wilson. Wilson was more or less quiet. I don't think he said too much to anybody. At least when I was around, he didn't. But I think he's doing well in school as well. Then there was Veronica. And Veronica was not a very outgoing girl. She played with the others and did things with them. So that takes care of that class. And then there was class 4, or you're probably in 5 or 6 now. You may be in class 6. Anyway, I'll start with Happiness. I think that's such a nice name, Happiness. I hope that you are happy most of the time. I know that there are going to be times when you're not happy. One of those times might be when you're not feeling well, when you're not at your best. So, Happiness is doing well in school. And we'll move on to the next person, which is Simon. And Simon is special to me because he is the one that I sponsor. I send money each month for Simon, and maybe you don't think I think enough of you, but I do. I remember you all the time. And then I will move on to Joshua. Joshua is the name of someone in the Bible. And I don't know whether you've been named after somebody in the Bible, but it's nice that you have that name. And you are doing well in school, I am sure. So, moving right along, we go from Joshua to Vanessa. Now, Vanessa is just a little girl. I mean, in stature, she's just little. However, any time that I've seen how she does in school, she's always number 1 out of the group. Now, that's a pretty smart little girl to be number 1 in the group that she's with. She is rather quiet, and she doesn't smile a lot, but she does have a lot of personality. Then there's Gerald. Now, if I remember correctly, Gerald is one of the persons that was sent in the video by Johannes, and he threw me a kiss when he was talking to me, and I remember that. Now, if I'm wrong, it could be somebody else, but I think it was Gerald. And then we have Meshach. Now, I remember Meshach when he was out on the floor singing with the adult choir, and he was dancing, and he did not miss a step. I remember watching him very closely because, well, I just wanted to watch him. And he did not make a mistake that I know of, and I doubt that he did. And then we have Emmanuel. And Emmanuel is rather quiet, although he may be more boisterous now, but nevertheless, he is a rather quiet little boy. Then there's Samson. Now, it was pointed out to me that Samson is the tallest one in the whole group, and he's not the oldest. And so when you see him, he is tall, probably taller than me, which doesn't say too much because I'm not very tall. And then Samson also was having trouble with malaria, but is much better now. So I'm glad to hear that you're much better now than you were. Then there's Rebecca. And Rebecca is just a little girl. I mean, when I say little girl, I mean small in stature. She's not very tall. But she is doing well in school, and of course has to go to the doctor quite often because of her status right now. But she is doing well and usually has a smile on her face. Now, we go from all of these children in the private school to the children that are in secondary school. And first we come to Monica. Monica is a beautiful little girl. And I say beautiful because when she smiles, it just jumps out at you. And she is quite very quiet girl. She isn't noisy at all. In fact, her voice is very, well, I will say quiet voice. And I'm sure she's doing well in school. Then there's a girl named Sarah. And Sarah is a shy little girl, but when she smiles, she has a very nice smile on her face. Then there is Raphael. Now Raphael is, I thought, tall, but evidently he's not as tall as Samson. And he is one of the older boys that's in secondary school and is doing quite well, I'm sure. Then there's Flora. I don't know too much about Flora, except that she does smile when you smile at her. And I know that everyone gets along with Flora, and she's probably doing quite well in secondary school. Then there's Zawadi. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. If I remember correctly, you are the one who sometimes sings solos, and you have a very nice voice. In fact, most of you have nice voices for singing, but Zawadi was one that was chosen to sing by herself, and she did a very good job. Then there is Rachel. No, maybe I don't know. Sometimes your names are spelled one way, and then another time they're spelled another way. And I think this is Rachel. But anyway, Rachel has a very nice smile on her face and is doing well in school, I'm sure. And last but not least is the oldest one of the group, and his name is George. Now, the last time I saw George in a video, he was very, very, well, now I can't think of the word I want to use. But I do remember that one time he was asked to do the sermon on Sunday morning, and he did an excellent job of that. And I wish that I had been there to hear him, but I wasn't privileged to do that. Well, that has ended all of the people, all 24 people in the orphanage. And I've enjoyed talking to you. I hope that I didn't forget anything about anyone that I should have said, because I could say the same thing about all of you. And I want you to know that I love you very, very much. And I pray that God will show you what He wants you to do with your lives, and that you will be helped in all of your ways. Now, I will not forget Mama Tame and Perez. Those two workers are the ones that stick out in my mind because I've communicated with them more than the others. So I appreciate them as well. And I love them too. And I know that they have had a very good time with you people. And I wish that I could come and visit with you again, but that is impossible. The airplanes just don't go fast enough for me, and so I have to stay here in the United States. However, I still love you as much as I would if I were coming to you. So, this is all for today. I wish you a very happy Easter. And I pray that you will remember what Jesus did for you on the cross. He died for each one of us and rose again and is risen today. So, this is all for now, and I say goodbye.